24 hours after Keith Scott was shot and killed, Greg Jackson and Antoine Smith found themselves here on the steps of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department headquarters.
Angry, upset, wanted answers, wanted justice.
And really voicing our opinion and challenging someone to come out and have a conversation with us.
Retired homicide detective Garriss McFadden answered their demands.
On that step is where me, Greg, and Antoine had this confrontation.
While the crowd made its way to the epicenter, these three stayed on those steps, arguing for hours. McFadden asking them 3 questions that changed their perspective.
Do you know what justice is?
No.
We said no. We said, have you seen justice? He said, have you seen justice? We said no. He said, do you know how to get justice? We said no again. And he had us after that.
Real questions they didn't have real answers for.
Because that's why we were out there protesting, because we haven't seen justice.
Then in an instant, everything changed. Justin Carr, the 26-year-old protester, was shot in Uptown.
That could have been us. Could have been somebody beside us, or you never know.
In that moment, they decided to continue their debate over coffee.
We sat at this table, man, and we just started talking, and from that moment on, it clicked in everybody's life. I don't live in their world, and they don't live in mine, and we switched.
Coffee meetings turned into phone calls, which turned into the creation of the Charlotte Community Coalition.
Direct, and it was, this is what we want to fix, and we ain't playing. And as we started to learn, it wasn't just this issue that was the problem with why we were protesting. And we started seeing that there were more wounds.
The group hosted its first event on November 19th, Heal Charlotte, a night of hip hop.
It was literally just an event. And everybody was looking like, what is Heal Charlotte? What is that? What is that?
Yeah.
And we started embodying this logo.
A simple logo of a heart with a Band-Aid.
It represented what we needed to have. You know, you have a bandage on something, and that's healing, but really the scars are still underneath.
And then it turned into an organization, and we really started to live the healing.
Heal Charlotte hosted a few more events last year, but Jackson says those events really weren't the answer. They were just a Band-Aid to the bigger problem.
The things that you do for one day, that you uplift people for a moment, and then they walk out high on high spirits, and the next day they don't really know what to do.
Channeling this energy, the group pushed Heal Charlotte into a new direction. For Spectrum News, I'm Kirstin Garriss.
We're not gonna keep asking for them to stop killing us.
After witnessing the pain, anger, and frustration that bubbled over last September, Greg Jackson and Antoine Smith knew they had to do something.
I can't yell at you all day and tell you what to do if I'm not making a move. So we decided to be accountable for ourselves.
They created Heal Charlotte, becoming more accountable for their own community.
I just wanted to be a catalyst and a bridge to the community because I know what's going on. I lived it. I've been through it. So why not represent it and be that change and stand up for it?
This year, turning their attention to some of the youngest members of its community.
We got tired of talking to adults. Adults was just too hard to convince about doing good work out of good faith. It was always a why, a what, a when, a where, how, you know, and those questions, when you just want to work, they get in the way. And then when you talk to kids, kids just say, well, let's go.
In February, Heal Charlotte started the Dream Academy.
That's my girl.
It's an after-school program running 6 days a week at the Orchard Trace condominiums in Northeast Charlotte.
Showing kids there's other things you can do in life and create a better future for yourself.
And then when you start talking to these kids, all these kids want to do is have a conversation with you and show them some love. And so it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that. They understood it.
For retired CMPD detective Garriss McFadden, the Dream Academy isn't just benefiting these students. He says it's making a difference in his own life.
And they said, whatever it takes to make this Dream Academy and Heal Charlotte and the after school and the pizzas and the book bags to do it, we're going to do it. So when I see them doing it and the energy, it makes me continue to want to do it.
Jackson says they want to expand the youth camp to other parts of the city, eventually getting their own Heal Charlotte headquarters.
After you see something good and you're at the top and you're up there, you have to start coming down and start pulling it up so it can be sustainable.
And as for this trio, it's become more than just a partnership, but a friendship.
When they challenged me that night, they think I challenged them, they challenged me. So when they started this journey, am I going to stick with them once they start this journey? Yeah.
They don't know where the next year will take them, what challenges they'll face, or what disappointments they'll overcome. But these three say they'll do whatever it takes to keep healing Charlotte. For Spectrum News, I'm Kirstin Garriss.